I just have nice filtered water. And for my garden, I have some jasmine and lemon verbena. And I have rose geranium attar, really beautiful. And the baby's rose ever, more geranium. Oh, a nice little pansy for fun. And then rosemary, which is really wonderful for you. That's so good. Come on in. The magical world of wonders. Hi, I'm Laurie Stern, and welcome to Velvet and Sweet Pea's Perfumery in El Cerrito, California. I would love to talk a little bit about how I started making perfumes. I took a short little class, but I soon discovered that natural perfumers were using animal musks in their perfumes to fix them and to also have a musk sort of a smell in them. And it wasn't in alignment with my values and who I am. I'm a big animal lover, and I started researching it, and I realized that I would just really need to go on my own and teach myself. I just fell in love with all the essential oils and what they did and how they changed me and how they affected me and how they relaxed me and they made me feel really good. And they were like the most amazing antidepressant in the world, and they just really make you feel wonderful. So this business pulls it all together for me, really. I'm going to take you outside to see some of the plants we have in our garden and some plants that are used in making perfume, and you can meet my birds. Well, let's see. I love all the mint. Mint is everywhere. Blood orange, oh my God, Mexican lime, Persian lime. They're all used so much in perfumery, and they're top notes. So your top notes are your most volatile oils. They're going to dissipate and disappear into, the universe in like 15, 20 minutes, but they call you in. They smell so juicy and sweet and beautiful. So pretty much all of my perfumes have beautiful top notes in them. My husband Gary was a landscape architect and a contractor, and he made this entire garden. He's amazing. But we have him to thank because he keeps it up, and it takes a lot of work every day pretty much. I would love to tell you about our bees. Bees are actually ultimate little perfumers, really, because they go and they collect all the pollen and all the nectar from the flowers. I would love you to meet my birds. We built this aviary originally for polka dot, and I have this sort of code, where animal makes it into my karma, and I will take care of it. That's why I have so many kitties. They have somehow just ended up here. So when you smell a flower or leaf, you're smelling its essential oils. And it's a real reason to hug a tree because you're smelling that tree's essential oils. So everything is aromatherapeutic. Everything really affects our psyche. I mean, there's documentation that it does really affect our psyche. We know that lavender relaxes us. We know that the fruits like citruses will stimulate us. And so they're wonderful to have a little bit by your desk if you need to be awake for some computer work or classes or something like that. Cool. So there's so many things. In jasmine, aphrodisiac. You can't smell jasmine and not swoon. You just can't. Let me see if that can happen, but
doubt it.
No, doubt it. It's just these things are really amazing. I feel so thrilled and lucky that I get to work with the essences of these materials, and they're just, to me, the finest thing in the world. The most wonderful thing for me about studying perfumery has been, and being self-taught, has been to just really study these materials, see how they affect me, and make a perfume and know when I think it's finished. You keep adding things one drop at a time, and it's not working, it's not there, and you keep adding, and you keep really good documentation of every single drop, because you can never remake it unless you don't have that, right? So just you keep doing it. Sometimes it takes months, sometimes it's a year. It took me 10 years to make my Forever Young perfume, and I just kept feeling like it's not done, and then all of a sudden you put one drop of something in, but you're just brainstorming, you're going, oh, it just needs a little spice, or it just needs a little softness or it needs a little powderiness or something. And then when you put that drop in, you know, right? So that's the most delicious thing in the world is like working on it, working on it, working on it. It's not working, and then all of a sudden, that's it. You figured it out. You solved it. And there's something really just rewarding and delicious and all about trusting yourself, really, because it's your nose. You can't ask anybody is that done. You know, you can't. You just have to go like, I know that's done.